Hey Leo, welcome back. So glad you are here for this reading today, because honestly, something really interesting is happening in your energy right now, and I could not wait to share it with you. You know that feeling when you sit down to do something and it just keeps expanding? That is what happened here. I started this reading thinking I was going to wrap it up quickly and give you a simple message. But then, I kept getting pulled to go deeper, to pull more cards, to really sit with what your guides are trying to tell you. And I am so happy I trusted that instinct because what came through is actually pretty significant for where you are in your life right now. Today we are looking at where you have been, the patterns that have been showing up, and most importantly, what is about to shift for you. But here is the thing, Leo. This is not just surface level stuff. This is about the deeper movements happening underneath everything. So if you are ready to really understand what your cards are saying and what this next chapter is actually about, stick with me because we are going diving deep today. First card that jumped out is the Five of Pentacles. Now hear me out because this might feel heavy at first glance, but stay with me. What I am picking up here is that you have been in this space where things feel disconnected. Like there is this part of your journey where you felt left out in the cold, maybe even questioning whether you were moving in the right direction. For Leo specifically, this can feel particularly isolating because you are used to being seen, being celebrated, being in the spotlight. So when this energy shows up, it hits different for you. But the thing about Five of Pentacles that people miss is that it is also about the journey through hardship that leads somewhere meaningful. You have been walking through something that tested you. You have felt the weight of uncertainty. Maybe finances shifted, maybe a relationship changed, maybe you questioned your worth in ways you never expected. What struck me about this card is the positioning. You are not at the bottom of the well. You are not completely broken. You are in that liminal space where you are moving through difficulty, but you can sense there is something beyond it. There is this quality to Five of Pentacles, where the cold is real, but it is also temporary if you choose to see it that way. I think what your guides want you to know is that this disconnection you have been feeling is not permanent. It has actually been a necessary season. Sometimes we need to feel separate from things so that we can reconnect to what really matters. Sometimes we need to question our direction so that we can choose a better one. Here is what I need you to understand about this card in your reading right now. This is not where you are staying. This is the place you have been moving through. The cold you felt is starting to shift because something is coming that warms everything up. This card is showing me that you needed to experience this moment of feeling unsupported so that what comes next hits with even more power. There is a resilience being built in you right now that you are going to need. And I want you to hear this clearly, Leo. You are stronger than you think you are. You are surviving this season. You are learning from it. You are actually becoming the version of yourself that knows how to handle whatever comes next. That is what Five of Pentacles is really about. It is not about victimhood. It is about survival and growth happening simultaneously. The pentacles on this card represent material concerns, but also spiritual wealth. You might be feeling poor in some external way, but you are becoming rich in wisdom and understanding. That exchange is happening right now, whether you realize it or not. Then we move into Ten of Swords, and okay, I know this one has a reputation. But in your reading, this is actually liberation. I see this as the moment where you stop carrying a story that was never meant to be yours. There is something you have been holding on to. Maybe it is a belief about yourself that someone planted there. Maybe it is guilt about a decision you made. Maybe it is this nagging feeling that you somehow let people down. Ten of Swords is that final moment where the weight comes off completely. What I am sensing is that you have been mentally exhausted. Your mind has been running circles around the same thoughts, the same what-ifs, the same second-guessing that keeps you up at night. But here's what is interesting about this card showing up now. It is not appearing as a warning. It is appearing as an ending. It is the moment right before relief. Your guides are showing me that you are reaching that breaking point where you simply cannot carry this anymore. And that is actually a good thing. When we reach the point where we refuse to keep torturing ourselves mentally, that is when change becomes possible. You are getting to the point where you refuse to carry this anymore. And that refusal is actually the turning point. The moment you stop fighting against what happened is the moment you get your power back. For Leo, this is huge because your natural confidence has been dimmed by whatever this story is. But when this card shows up, it means you are remembering who you actually are. The swords are falling away. The mental torture ends. You are choosing peace over being right. This is about reaching that breaking point and then deciding it is time to move forward differently. I think you are closer to this realization than you know. And what I want you to understand is that the pain of these 10 swords is not infinite. It is acute, and it is real, but it has a shelf life. There is an expiration date on this suffering, and your cards are telling me that date is coming soon. You will not carry this weight forever. You will not be defined by this story forever. 10 of Swords is also about clarity through crisis. Sometimes we need things to come to a head so that we finally see what we have been refusing to see. Sometimes we need to hit the wall so that we stop running into it. That is what is happening here. The universe is not punishing you, Leo. It is waking you up. It is calling you to choose yourself in a way you have not been choosing yourself. Now here comes the shift. 7 of Pentacles shows up, and this is where things get really interesting. I am getting this energy of standing back and evaluating what you have been putting your energy into. This is reassessment. This is the moment where you step back from the grind and ask yourself if what you are doing is actually worth the effort. 7 of Pentacles is about patience, but also honesty. It is asking you, have you been watering the right seeds? Have you been investing your precious energy into things that actually matter to your soul? For you, Leo, this is coming at exactly the right time. You have been so deep in the work, so caught up in proving yourself after that difficult period, that you might not have noticed whether you are moving toward what actually matters to you. But this card is saying it is time to check in. There might be something you have been neglecting. There might be a project that is calling you, but you have been ignoring it because you were focused on just getting through. What I sense here is discernment coming in. You are going to reach this point where you can feel the difference between effort that is serving your soul and effort that is just keeping you busy. And that clarity is going to shift what you do next. 7 of Pentacles rewards those who are willing to be honest about where their time and passion should go. I am getting the sense that you have actually already started feeling this shift internally. You know something needs to change, even if you have not put it into words yet. This card is about the farmer who stops and looks at his crops and decides what is worth continuing to invest in. Some plants are thriving and need more attention. Some plants are struggling despite your best efforts, and it is time to let them go. 7 of Pentacles is that moment of honest evaluation. It is not giving up, Leo. It is being wise about where your energy goes. I think what your guides are showing you is that you have permission to redirect. You have permission to prune away what is not working. You have permission to say no to things that are depleting you so that you can say yes to things that are nourishing you. That is not selfish. That is essential self-care. That is honoring yourself enough to make choices based on what actually fulfills you, rather than what you think you should be doing. Then we land on Page of Pentacles, and this is actually a key turning point message. The Page of Pentacles is representing this fresh energy coming in. This is curiosity. This is enthusiasm for learning something new, or diving deeper into something you care about. What I am picking up is that you are going to be in this space where you become interested in growing yourself in a new way. Maybe it is a skill you have been thinking about developing. Maybe it is getting serious about something you have been dabbling in casually. Maybe it is making a commitment to your own transformation that you have been putting off. The Page of Pentacles energy is playful but deliberate. It is someone who is genuinely excited about building and learning and becoming more. There is no heaviness to this card. For you, Leo, this shift in energy is noticeable because it comes after that heavy period we talked about. So when this page shows up, it signals you are giving yourself permission to start fresh with something. There is lightness here, there is hope, and there is this sense that you are investing in yourself in a way that matters. This is not just distraction. This is strategic growth. What I love about this card is that it is showing you moving towards something rather than running away from something. The energy has shifted from defensive to expansive. You are not protecting yourself anymore. You are opening yourself up to new possibilities. And I am getting the sense that this is about something you have been curious about for a while. Maybe you have even mentioned it to friends or thought about it late at night, but you did not think you had the bandwidth to pursue it. Well, the bandwidth is coming, Leo. The space is opening up, and this page is inviting you to step into that space with enthusiasm and without overthinking it. Sometimes the best things in our life come from following a curiosity we did not know was important. Sometimes we find ourselves by trying something new without a massive plan attached to it. That is what this page energy is inviting you into. Permission to explore. Permission to be a beginner at something. Permission to let yourself be surprised by where this takes you. The fourth card that came through was Three of Swords, and okay, this one might feel tricky, but I want you to hear the full context. Three of Swords shows up, and what I am sensing is a difficult conversation or truth that has been pending. This is clarity that might come with some pain. For Leo, who tends to want harmony and celebration, this can feel uncomfortable. But what this card is actually showing me is that there is something you need to hear or say that you have been avoiding. Maybe it is a conversation with someone you care about. Maybe it is accepting a truth about a situation you have been in denial about. Maybe it is being honest with yourself about something you have been ignoring. Three of Swords is not permanent pain. It is the moment of clarity that leads to release. It is the difficult conversation that opens the door to something better. What I am picking up is that you are being called to honesty. Not the harsh kind, the kind that heals. There is something about speaking your truth, or hearing someone else's truth, that is going to shift the dynamic in a way you cannot predict right now. And while it might feel tender in the moment, it is ultimately going to free you from carrying things that have been heavy. I think this conversation or realization is actually closer than you think. Your guides are preparing you for it. They are saying, this is not something to fear. This is something to walk toward. I am also getting that whatever this truth is, it has been sitting in your chest for a while. It has been weighing on you, even if you have not fully acknowledged it. Three of Swords is the card that says it is time to speak it out loud. It is time to let the air out of that balloon. And yes, there might be tears. Yes, there might be discomfort. But there will also be relief. There will be clarity. There will be the spaciousness that comes from finally being honest about something. After the truth is spoken or received, you are going to wonder why you carried it for so long. Three of Swords is painful in the moment, but liberating in the aftermath. Your guides are showing you this card to prepare you, and to reassure you that you can handle this. You are brave enough for this. You are ready. And then here comes the final card that made everything click into place. The Magician shows up, and Leo, this is your power card. This is you taking everything you have learned, everything you have been through, all the skills you have developed, and you are consciously creating with intention. The Magician is not about luck. The Magician is about recognizing that you have the tools and the knowledge and the ability to manifest what you want. What I am picking up here is that there is going to be this moment coming where you stop waiting for someone else to give you permission or validation. You are going to realize that you have always had what you need. You have the creativity. You have the intelligence. You have the charm and the magnetism that is uniquely Leo. But instead of using these gifts in a way that serves others or seeks approval, you are going to use them intentionally for your own vision. The Magician is about mastery and intention, and knowing that you have agency in your own story. After everything that has happened, after the disconnection, and the mental struggle, and the reassessment, you are stepping into this energy where you are the one directing the show. You are not performing for anyone. You are creating for yourself. And that shift is everything. I think your guides are showing you this card because they want you to know that the power has always been inside you. You did not lose it. You just forgot it was there for a moment. The Magician is about pulling all of your resources together and using them deliberately. It is about saying, I know what I want, and I know how to get it. It is about moving from victim energy to creator energy. And Leo, that is the journey you are on right now. You are moving through the difficulty and the darkness, not because you are being punished, but because you are being prepared. You are being forged into someone who knows how to use their power consciously and wisely. The Magician at the end of this sequence is showing you that all of this has been leading somewhere. All of this has been building you into someone who can manifest consciously. That is not arrogance. That is awakening. So here's what I want to leave you with, Leo. That heavy period you have been in, the uncertainty, the feeling of being left out in the cold, the mental circles you have been running through, all of that served a purpose. It brought you to this point where you are ready to rebuild differently. It taught you something about your own strength. The conversation or truth that is coming is not meant to devastate you. It is meant to liberate you from the stories that no longer serve. You are being called into this space of genuine evaluation about what deserves your energy. And then you are being invited to step into your power as the conscious creator of your life. The next phase that is unfolding is going to ask you to be honest. It is going to ask you to invest in yourself with intention. It is going to ask you to remember that you have the power to direct your own life. That is not arrogance. That is truth. That is Leo stepping back into alignment with who you actually are. I hope this reading resonates with you. Let me know in the comments what stands out most. And if you are feeling called to go deeper with your cards, I am always here for that conversation. Thank you so much for being here today, Leo.